So welcome to my home garden. Today I'm going to be showing you around what's growing, what's starting to fruit, the jobs I'm doing. If you've not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you could please do so, because you'll get lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my home garden, my allotment and also my home kitchen. So the pond is really quite exciting. So it got a little bit overgrown, so we cleared it all away, and one of our friends down the road has got a pond and he was absolutely overrun with tadpoles, so much so that they were eating his fish, which is virtually unheard of. Obviously they were hungry. There wasn't enough food for them because there were far too many. So he's been distributing them around the village and putting some in the pond, giving them some to people. And we took a nice big bucket, we put some in up at the allotment because we'd recently put a pond in there, and we put some in here. Although we already had some wildlife here, we didn't, for some reason we didn't get any tadpoles this year, which bearing in mind is only just down the road. I suppose it happens, doesn't it? So as you can see, there's some, if you can see, I'll try and show you some. They're absolutely fantastic. Look, they've got little legs on them already. We've actually been feeding them a little bit of fish food. There's quite a lot in there, but at the moment they seem to be doing really well. We've even, we've got, like I said, we have got some wildlife in here, but you really can't have enough. So that's absolutely fantastic. So it's really worth having a pond in your garden, even if it's only a small pond, because it's so incredibly beneficial to the wildlife and also for the plants that you grow as well, because you get natural pest control, which is absolutely fantastic. It's what we want. So as we move over into the summer house, I've got my chilies in here. Now I don't leave them in here all the time, but it is a little bit warmer in here if it's a little bit windy or it gets a bit cold in the evenings. I bought a selection of chili plants and a selection of sweet pepper plants. Now when I got the chili plants, I didn't know what they were. I bought a pack of 6. There were 3 different types, but they didn't label them up what they were. So what I did, I assumed that each alternate one was the same chili, so I just named them all chili 1, chili 2 and chili 3. I knew that they were banana chili, orange spice and also Apache, so I was kind of waiting for them to start to form, because my father-in-law wanted 2, but I wanted to make sure that I kept both the banana chilies because they're the ones that I wanted to use the most. And now I've actually worked out that chili 3 is Apache, these lovely little thin ones, so he can have one of those. And this is the orange spice, which is there because these are kind of like a bit more of a chunkier round one, so that one is chili 2, and chili 3 is the banana chili there, which obviously I looked them up on the internet to see what they would look like, so now I easily know which is which, so I know which ones to give away. And with the sweet peppers we have Campor, Eternity and Solario, and these are actually in 2 smaller pots now, so I need to pot these on into slightly bigger pots, which I will be doing very soon. My chilies are fine in those pots at the moment, but the sweet ones do need to be moved on quite soon, so that's really exciting that I've got chilies already. So also my garlic is drying in here, which is absolutely fantastic. I've had a really good crop. I'm eating it already, so this is a really good way that I dry. This is like an old tray that I acquired. It's quite warm in the summer house, so I find it the perfect place to dry them. On a really hot day I do lift them out and put them on a path, but most of the time I have them in here because it's just a really good way of drying my chilies so that they last throughout the next few months. So I've only just, not that long ago, finished eating my garlic from the season before, so it's well worth doing a little bit of your own garlic. So as we move over, I've got loads of lovely herbs here, a selection of different mints, marjorams, oreganos. I don't cut them back all the time because, as you can see, that the bees are already on them, so I do let them come into bloom, and if I do cut them I'll only cut a section because all these lovely blooms are really good for the insects. You can see the little, look, just on the plants there, so I don't want to cut everything down, so I can still use that to cook with, and also the insects are getting to feed off of it as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Like I say, it's all about making nature work in my garden. So my tomatoes are doing really well. As I move over, really starting to produce some good shaped tomatoes. I've got a ripe one over there, which I'll show you in a minute. I mean, like I said, with your tomatoes, once each truss forms, you remove the leaves below the truss. So once that's formed, that one's not quite formed enough, a little bit more, and I will remove the leaves below that as well. Obviously, don't forget to keep tying your tomatoes back, and don't forget to keep nipping out those side shoots, because they will keep coming. As we move over to the aubergines, these are doing really, really well. These are some grafted plants that, on the advice of one of my good friends, he suggested lots of lovely bloom, and we've even got some little aubergines forming on a few of the plants already. You know, bearing in mind we're in July, I think that's pretty good going. Nice big chunky one there, and again lots of lovely bloom. These are aubergines are very, very hungry plants, so do feed them quite a bit. Really, really hungry plants. From previous experience, they do benefit from really, really regular feeding. So things like tomato feed, that kind of thing, works really well for them. Rocket again is doing absolutely fantastically, so I'm constantly harvesting this, so really, really nice, much better than anything you'd get from a shop. And once you've got it in your garden, you'll continually get it. Oh, that's quite hot. Again, much more flavour than stuff you get in a plastic bag. You'll get lots of little ones, you know, that will pop up in the garden, and sometimes I let them grow and sometimes I just pull them out. But yeah, you'll get lots of little ones popping up and around, so you'll be able to supply all your friends and family with rocket and have enough for yourself too. And I nearly forgot, I've got one red tomato. So the Tigerello tomato, which, as it says, it's kind of got a tigery looking pattern to the skin. It's got the yellow streaks in it. So that's my first tomato. So that's pretty exciting for the beginning of July. Bearing in mind they're outside, I think that's pretty good going. So as we move over, I've got the cucamelons. Now when I planted these out, I was starting them off. They really didn't look very good at all, but now they really are starting to perk up. So I've got some wire that I've got quite cheaply to trail them up, so I'll have to start getting that in to start trailing them up. I have seen cucamelons trailed right up really high. We've got like a community garden not that far from us, and I've seen them really quite high. I'm not sure they will get quite that high, but I've got some framework that I'm going to put up soon, and they can start to trail up that. So that'll be quite exciting. If you've not grown cucamelons before, they look like little miniature melons, and they're like a little citrusy tasting cucumber kind of flavour. So they are quite lovely, very like lunchbox size. Very nice indeed. So as we move over, the radishes, we've been eating lots and lots of radishes, absolutely fantastic. So I've still got lots of them in here. I think, as I said to you, I was getting really bad flea beetle, and doing them in this kind of like little trough here has worked really well, and they're absolutely scrumptious. So I probably will start some more radishes off quite soon. So that's something, if you've not started any radishes off, they're quite fast growing, so you can easily start some more off. The strawberries are a little bit slow actually. They're doing okay, and I've had a few, but not that many, so I'm just steadily, I've got loads and loads of bloom, so I'm making sure that I keep them well watered. Because they're in pots, you do need to keep them well watered. That's the only downside, but I haven't really got anywhere else where I could put those strawberries, so they've had to go in pots, unfortunately. As we move over, I've got some lovely cucumbers here, and they've started to form. These are a lunchbox size cucumber, so they probably only get about that big. I'm hoping they're going to be quite plentiful, and already I've got lots and lots of little cucumbers here. I don't know if you can see, very tiny. I'm quite optimistic that in a few weeks I'll actually be eating my own cucumbers. So my own cucumbers and my own tomatoes, that's pretty cool. My own radishes as well. I've got lettuces up at the allotment, so I've really virtually got a whole salad bowl, which is really exciting. I've still got some plants to get rid of with friends and family. They're all steadily going. I've got some cucumbers and squash plants, and I think, like any allotment, we always say, oh, we haven't got any room for any more, but I think I'm going to try and squeeze some more squashes in, because you can never have too many. So someone joked that, you know, you're getting ready for Armageddon by putting so many plants in, but I always figure that it's far better to have too many that you can share with friends and family than not have enough. How great if you can share it with the people that you care about. So I've got some herbs in here that are coming along quite nicely. My coriander's coming along quite nice. I've got some parsley, I've got some dill, and I've also got some chives. So the chives haven't germinated terribly well, so I might have to do a few more of those. And I think these are looking a little bit pale, so I think I will have to give these a little bit of bit of a feed, but not too bad. They're coming along slowly but surely. And one thing I will say is when I planted my cucumbers, they kept wilting. I think I put them out then the day was too hot, and the ground is quite shallow there. So I actually thought they'd gone. So if you put things out and they do wilt a little bit when you plant them, try not to be too concerned and just take care of them like you normally would do. What some people do is they then do overwater things and it washes all the nutrients out, and also the roots get too soggy as well. So be mindful and still look after them. Don't give up with them, but don't overwater them, is what I would say. I was giving these a little bit of water most mornings because this little spot here is like a little sun trap. So I think it was just a little bit exposed when I first put them in, but now they look amazing. And I've put these little these are old shelves that I don't need up here, so they can all send up their, you know, tentacles and start to grow, and I'll hopefully have lots of nice cucumbers growing out of that. We've still got our little issue with our chicken. They're still not quite getting along, and we keep moving them around from side to side, and they still keep having a couple of them still keep having a go at the brown chicken. One of our really good friends who's got chickens as well, he's got a much more open environment, so they have even more space than we've got, and she might be going up there if she can't get along with the others. It seems a shame to get rid of the one that's being picked on, but I think it might be the best thing. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. No one likes to get rid of their chickens, but at least I've got options. I've got quite a few friends that can try the chicken in with theirs to see if she gets on with those, and I'm sure we'll find somewhere where she fits in. Now, I do hope that you've enjoyed my tour around my garden. If you've got any questions or queries, then as always, please do put them in the comments and let me know what you're doing. I'd love to hear what you're doing. If you've got any top tips, if you've got any really good successes, I'd love to hear from you.